Well, hello, beautiful people. Oh, and Andrew's here. My God, Andrew, and you're looking so professional. My
Hello.
goodness. Oh,
Yeah, well, hey, I have to try. Can't have me looking like shit.
well, hello, hello.
How are you? How are y'all doing?
We're doing great. How are you, Megan Small? How are you?
I'm
Welcome,
good.
both
We
of
got
you,
a
to
good
the
looking
channel. We're going to have fun today.
we got a good looking team here today.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, of course. Andrew, you have so many girls after you. I told you this before, after you announce how tall you are, right? They go, oh my God, he's 6'4". What gorgeous man. Because City, and I swear to God, City's so needy today.
Uh-oh.
You're going to see her head there. So sorry, apologize for that. She's worse than your kids, Andrew.
Oh
But,
yeah.
you know,
Trust me, I have
but
I have a cat and a dog, a cat and a dog, so I know.
oh my God, yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So how have you been? How's everything starting off? Come on, guys.
Oh,
Megan Small, I've seen you're on fire on Twitter. But Andrew, how are you doing?
everything is great right now. I think what's even better for me is just now, like I had told you last week about seeing the whole thing happen with the book. Now
Yeah.
everything is past and no more stress. I was gonna finish reading the book, but it's pointless. There's nothing new, and it's what it is for me. It's disappointing. I'm disappointed in the scabies
Why?
because the book was it was real pointless. Like when I bought the book and I was planning to do the review for it. That's why I bought it. That was the only reason I did it, because I thought we were gonna read something that was gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe this is in here. This is crazy. And no, it was just a bunch of bullshit. And it's disappointing to me. I really thought that these people were going to pull through with something real, and they didn't. It's sad.
Oh, what do
It
you
is.
think, Megan Small?
About Omid Scrody.
Yeah, the
What?
book.
The book was absolute garbage. And now he's constantly backtracking because he's browning out his knickers, thinking that he might get sued or something. Because now he's claiming that he wrote the book really fast.
Yeah, in lightning speed. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
but
what I would say.
yet when he was on TV a few nights ago doing his interview, he was like, "Oh, I'm so upset that this entire scandal has taken over my book when I have spent so much time on it." It's like, you idiot. You're just tripping. Like, either shut up and don't say anything or just keep digging your own hole because you're making yourself look like a fool.
Didn't he swear on his family's life
He
that
sure did.
he never written? I mean, I hope his mom is still alive, because he
Both of
basically
his
sent his
parents
own family to hell. He
and
said
his
that
mother.
he swore on his family's life that he had never written any version of the book with the names in it. Am I correct or am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Yeah,
He said hand on heart, and then he swore on his family's life. So that's his mother, his father, and his brother. Obviously, that tells you what kind of person this little scrotum is, huh?
exactly. Yeah. Well, the problem that I have with that is I hate it when people believe these type of people. Like when someone has the balls to say, well, we don't know if he has balls because it's all smooth down there. When someone has the balls to say, oh, I never did that, or hand on heart, or I swear on my family. Like, okay, we get it. You're lying and you're just trying to make it look like you're not. But we all knew he was, and I guess in a sense, like I had said earlier, disappointed. I really thought that there was going to be something special, something or anything at all. I really truly thought that there was going to be something where it would be, a game changer, or at least some new information or something that we hadn't heard before. And, it's been a week, and now officially the book doesn't even matter. And that's what I said on my video today. I can't even believe they're even still writing articles about the book because it's over.
Well, I mean, I wonder what his family thinks of all of this, because it's actually quite an embarrassing thing for his family to be associated with this jerk. I mean, because at least from his mother's side, like these people are very serious about those kind of things. She's from Iran, his mother, I believe.
Yeah.
And they take those things very, very seriously, when you talk about the family and And it's like it's pretty bad when you use the family name like that, because then you dishonor the family kind of thing. So I'm wondering what the hell is going on with that. What do you guys think about that? Do you think his family is very happy about that? They have been dragged through this horrible, shameful thing?
Megan, you can go first.
I think Omid is just, I think he's full of self-hate, because even the way that he mentions that he's Persian and not Iranian when it's the same damn thing just tells you a lot about what he thinks about himself. Like he had to come out. He came out and said something ridiculous, that his mother is almost aristocratic in Iran, but nobody has ever heard of her. Like, he just makes up BS. I feel like the way that he's gone from changing what he looked like maybe 10 years ago compared to what he is now, I think he needs to be spending his money that he makes off his book or whatever pennies he gets on a therapist, because there's some serious self-hate going on there.
I think that when you look at what he used to look like, I saw those pictures. He's actually brown. He's made his skin more white.
Yeah,
and
he's bleached himself.
Yeah, and you think about it, because like these people, like Megan, right? She tries to cosplay being black, but her skin is like, she has a lighter shade than I do. And and then you think about scabies, like he used to be brown and now he made himself look white. I think that these people, I think they have a serious problem with race, and the fact that they're always talking about racism and unconscious bias and conscious bias, the fact that they're always talking about it is because racism is in their mind and they hate themselves. And yeah, like you said, Megan Small, self-hatred, and they probably hate who they are. Megan probably hates that she's not black enough, or that her skin isn't dark enough like her mother. And that's why she always used to call herself white. Now it was just convenient for her once she got into the royal family, which honestly, I have to say, that's one of the biggest points about all of this, is the fact that somebody could literally choose to change their race in front of everybody, and it's just okay. And all of a sudden she's black and everybody just runs with it. I think that is absolutely insane.
Well, that's on the same level as these people who think that they can change their genders, and that one day they can be a cat one day, and one day they signify with being a horse. And like today, that's what all of this craziness has equaled to people behaving in this manner, because you don't call it out. No one's calling it out because they're like, oh, I'm going to get canceled.
But oddly, I was looking at my TikTok. That I posted the video about Harry and Meghan. I posted a clip about Harry's lawsuit, right, in the United Kingdom, and it was canceled. The video here, community guidelines. You can see that, and it doesn't say any swear words or anything. It's just a clip of 10 seconds saying Harry's in the United Kingdom fighting to have what's it called, the free police funded security. That's all it says. And it was community guidelines right here.
He wasn't there, no? He didn't even show up?
No, he hasn't shown up yet. But what I'm saying is that I posted this on TikTok. So when you say, Megan Small, about when we can't call things out, it's because we get canceled if we do. Harry and what's his name, the scrotum? Scabies, yeah.
Yeah.
They both claimed all the racism thing, but they both want to be, now, as you said, Megan Small, he's trying to pretend he's an aristocrat, and Megan insists on being called a duchess. And you remember Kelly Rowland that said that Megan was born a royal, that she didn't need a title because she was more royal than the royals?
Yeah.
What is this obsession of being royal while they're trashing the institution?
I don't think it's so much as being a royal as much as her wanting to be in a higher elevated position over people. She wants to be seen as someone more important, right? That's why they said that, she was a royal before Meghan Markle was a nobody before she fell on dimwit Harry's dick and he fell for her antics, okay? She was a nobody. Nobody knew who she was. She was going into obscurity, no house to her name, no cars to her name, no properties to her name, no investment houses to her name.
No ass.
no ass too. She's a carpenter's dream. She's flat in the back front and flat in the back. Completely.
So let
I
me
mean,
ask both of y'all, because y'all are women. What is her deal with the skinny thing?
you know what it is? She's trying, in my opinion, she's trying to play up, because Diana had the whole eating disorder stage. So I think this is her next stage where she wants to act like she has an eating disorder. She's getting skinny. She's stressed out. She's probably going to play into, oh, Harry's stressing her out. Look at her. She's losing so much weight. We have to feel sorry for her and stop picking on her. That's her. This is the way her mind works. She's always a victim. She always wants people to feel
that's what's
sorry for
exactly.
her.
I agree with you, Megan Small. What she's doing is basically because she's creating a narrative, and
Yeah.
she wants to say, you know what? Look what the stress did to me. You know, I was so stressed that, you know, like I lost so much weight taking Ozempic, but never mind that, right? But she is creating a narrative because she needs to have two narratives. One, that the British press racism caused so much stress on her that she lost so much weight. And two, that Harry has brought so much stress to her life because, you know, she has to be, in order for, and this is the thing that Megan has this dilemma, and I want to hear your opinion on this. Harry has made it very fucking difficult for her to call him out on shit as being a bad husband. Because he abandoned everything for this gang. He abandoned everything. He's trashed his own family. He's abandoned his entire side, both sides of the family.
Yeah.
He's abandoned his whole way of life.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, and he's embraced the fact that he has unconscious bias. He's got mental health issues, but this man has followed this woman to the ends of the Montecito earth, to the D-list, the D-list life of, celebrity wannabes.
Yeah.
So he's made it very difficult for her to claim really shitty things, unless she's going to call that he punched her, or, because we know that this woman makes an issue out of nothing.
Well, there will be false accusations. I know that. It's all going to be, everything depends on time. When the divorce happens, that's when everything is going to fall. The Meghan's morons are going to turn on Harry, and they're going to say that he abused her, that he hit her. They're going to say all kinds of stuff. And also, we've never actually seen her with any marks or anything. So that's not going to make any sense, but they're still going to say it. And that he was emotionally abusive and verbally abusive, things like that. But when you say a bad husband, I think she'll use that to try and say that he did. The only thing I could come up was that he did what she said. And the bad husband, that would be impossible for her to do because he's her bitch. So I don't know if she would even be able to run that narrative. He really is her bitch.
Oh, I saw this thing that you did. Did you see this, Andrew?
No, what is that?
It's a 1 second in the hockey game where they went and they did an ad. And she appears and she goes, "What? Wait and see so people can see it, guys."
Yeah, don't play it because I don't want you to get a copyright strike. There's music.
Oh, okay. Now
what
the
is
issue,
it, like a hockey ad, NHL? Or
yeah,
what?
but
You can click on it, but just turn off the sound, Paula.
Yeah, the issue with that, guys, is the following: if they use funds from Invictus to go to Vancouver, and then she's making a commercial, she's making money out of that trip, that is illegal. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's like if you use, then she cannot claim, they cannot use the funds of Invictus because she's using that trip to financial profit. So here we go, guys. It doesn't have the sound, Megan Small, so we can watch it. You can see this is the hockey thing. It's a 1 second thing.
They're basically highlighting the up and coming players, like the young players who are going to be doing big things up and coming in the games, right? And then all of a sudden you see a face of a 42-year-old woman like, ah! Watch. That's it.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes, that's the guy she wanted to bang. And
Yes,
Harry
she went up to him. She went up to him and offered that she would like to be in the commercial. So it's not like they sought her out. She went and offered herself. Yes. This woman, nobody ever offers her any deals. She goes and, this is what Meghan Markle does. She's always networking. So if they use the funds of Invictus, because apparently they were there for Invictus. Remember that was Autism Night, right? They raised $2.2 million.
Yeah.
but it wasn't mentioned. So if she is profiting, and I wonder if she's donating any proceeds that she made from that to the Justice for Girls thing.
Of course
No.
not. Of course not.
No. And honestly, I can't believe that isn't talked about more, because I'm pretty sure that's not the only time this has ever happened. I'm pretty sure y'all know of other times that's happened where she'll do some kind of thing like that for a charity and then she doesn't donate. I like, the thing that gets me so much is these small things that we always point out. These small things would cancel someone. Like if I did that as a YouTuber and I went to a charity and I had a photo op, and then people were to find out later that I didn't actually donate to the charity, I just used them as a photo op, I'd get canceled for that. That's a serious offense in the public sphere. So it's so interesting to me how every time she does something like this, it either doesn't matter, or the people make an excuse for her, or they don't report on it altogether. And I think, if, in my opinion, if the reason for that would be because her people are the ones that cancel people, so you can't really, like you can't really expect her own army to cancel her, because they'll always back her up. And it's so weird, and I don't understand, but that's just how it is, I guess.
You know what I wonder with that commercial? What my big issue here is, I wonder if that little 1 second blip that she's in was supposed to feature, like, say, an autistic boy from that night, from the autism, because
Yeah.
that night that they attended was about autism acceptance. And they totally like overshadowed the entire evening. I've always said that I felt like the puck drop wasn't even supposed to be done by Harry, but it was supposed to be done by an autistic child from the charity wearing a Canucks jersey, because usually a person who does the puck drop is wearing the home team's jersey.
Yeah.
Harry didn't even bother to wear, okay, if you're there for Invictus and trying to drum up like hype for Invictus, then why weren't you even wearing Invictus clothing? You weren't even wearing an Invictus shirt. You didn't even show support to the home team. But I'm sure he took that spot from an autistic child, and maybe Megan took that spot from an autistic child as well. But if that's the best,
Didn't someone say that they just showed up, that they weren't even planned to be there?
No, they basically were like a last minute addition. They shoehorned themselves in. Yeah. They weren't supposed to even be there at all. That entire evening was all about supposed to be autism acceptance. And they raised, the fans, the Canucks fans, the hockey fans raised over $2.2 million that night for charity. But all of that was overshadowed because of Meghan and Harry and their leeching.
And why do you think that none of the press outlets even went into that? All they did was talk about his hockey drop.
This is what I don't understand. I don't understand why the media doesn't call this out, why they don't say anything about it. Why are we YouTubers the only ones who are mentioning something?
And have you noticed how quiet they are about Harry's court case?
The court case is like something that is really making my blood boil right now. Have you guys watched the Royal Grift uploaded an incredible video last night? And I think everyone should go and watch that. But basically, she thinks that, how do I say this? Basically, King Charles is going to give Harry his security in a way that keeps his hands looking clean, like he's not involved. There's a reason why Harry is still on the royal website as a working member. There's a reason why he's still listed as a counselor of state, despite not living at Frogmore, not having a London address. Something fishy is going on with his security. And the thing that pisses me off the most is that someone who has constantly thrown racist accusations towards a monarchy doesn't deserve what he's asking. He wants the same level as protection as King Charles. He wants that so that he can go around the world, break the law in different countries, and not be prosecuted for it. He wants full IPP status for himself, his family, his phantom children that nobody sees. And I think if this goes through and Harry gets security for himself, then everything's going to be fucked. Just my
The thing is that we like, we've been all us YouTubers have been talking about this. I've made videos about this, about King Charles and stuff like that. And every time I make a video about King Charles or call him out and I say that Harry, King Charles is helping Harry, there's no way, or this is the way. You know how many years I've been calling out Charles and the website and everything since I called it out on the 1st of April because I was waiting for when the 31st of March came out. And, the review was over. I was absolutely convinced that they would be off the website, right? So I said, well, maybe they didn't do it on the 1st of April. Maybe it'll be this week. So when I saw that it wasn't moving anywhere, that's when I started talking and calling it out. I've been calling this out for 2.5 years. Today I did I think this is the longest video I made today, explaining what a diplomat. I actually went through the Vienna Convention proper, the document, so people can understand, because people are wrongly saying that Harry is in the United States with a diplomatic visa. There's no such thing as a diplomatic visa. There's only credentials that are given by the host country, and I've explained all of that. And I've explained also that if it's a diplomat, according to the Vienna Convention for diplomats, he cannot have any commercial dealings because that's not allowed. He would have diplomatic CD plates, which is diplomatic cord plates. His mansion would be paid for. Oh, thank you, Anne Muller. His mansion would be paid for by the government, because that would mean that his mansion, whatever it is not owned by him, but by the government. He can't live in California unless he's a registered consul, in California. There's 2 British consulates, one in the British General Consulate in Los Angeles and the second one in San Francisco, but his property would have to be publicly declared a consulate, which he doesn't have. And he's not part of the embassy because he would need to live in Washington, because all diplomats, all the missions, which are the embassies, must be in the capital of each country. So they're trying to sell this story. And I posted here this thing about this woman. I don't know if you saw this, Megan Small, about the U.S. consulate in Vancouver welcoming the Duchess of Sussex.
Yeah, I saw that.
In my video, I talk about that, because I've been saying this forever, and people get so angry with me, oh, you're a Charles hater. What do you know? And blah, 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 blah. But, the information is there. So today I decided, and I went through almost the entire the Vienna Convention of 1961, which is the guidelines of which every diplomatic, how to be a diplomat. So for people, it's very infuriating, like you say, because they're playing us. And you have no idea.
When you say that, what do you mean? What do you mean they're playing us? What do you mean?
Well, I've been talking about this with Charles because people say that I hate Charles. This is why I stopped talking about it, because you have no idea. They try to cancel my channel because of that. Because I did a video that I had to take down when I talked about how Charles was going to help Harry, how this was all a farce, because if they were really serious about this, they would have been removed from the website. This is about around the time when I was really angry that I was asking for Lilibet's copy of the birth certificate, and I was never getting it. YouTube received so many complaints. I got my channel put on hold for about a week and a half until I actually proved everything, because people on YouTube, even some of my subscribers, were complaining that I was Charles hating. And people don't see the difference that if we report the news or we talk about things that they don't want to hear, we have to call everybody out.
But when you say they're playing us, do you mean as in that Harry is still in the royal family and this is all?
Absolutely. Have you seen how many videos I've done about that? I mean, what organization in the world would have a former disgruntled employee who is smearing the organization still on its website? Would you, Megan Small?
Hell no. You already know.
No, of course not. Yeah.
So and people, like I don't understand why people get so angry when we call out Charles. I mean, do you get that kind of reaction, Megan Small, too?
I think, well, I get pushback on it. I get people getting upset with me with just calling out the facts and just saying that he's weak for not handling his son. Yeah. I've always said when the 1-year review was up and they decided they didn't want to return, everything should have been taken. Everything should have been taken. You guys want to be private citizens? Go and be known as Mr. and Mrs. Doria Ragland. Or Rachel Ragland. I don't care, right? That's what they should do. But they didn't, and they've let it snowball to this point where Harry is emboldened to take his father's, not just the Queen's court to court, but the King's court also to court. He's suing his father's government. Like, it's nuts. And then on top of that, people need to realize that Harry is involved with the Aspen Institute, right? He's involved with, what's the other one? The Aspen Institute, and he's obsessed with the freedom of speech. So just think about this. If Harry gets this security status, then him and all of his little weirdo officers that he employs can have access to security reports, which would be very handy for the Aspen Institute to use for filing stuff against freedom of speech and trying to cancel people's freedom of speech, things like that. It gets a lot more sinister than that. And I don't know why, like, I don't know. I feel like this is such a bullshit game that the king is allowing taxpayer money to be wasted on this and to be held behind closed doors. Harry's lawyer constantly cites the fact that Harry was chased after leaving a well child event and paparazzi were chasing him. She constantly cites that as a security issue that he faced, as a dilemma that he needs security because of that. And yet we see the footage and nothing like that has ever happened. He wasn't chased by paparazzi.
So then watch, look, let's put these things together. Paula, you're the one that talked about, well, I mean, Megan Small as well. You talked about that bill, right? The one that was going through Parliament, and King Charles squashed it, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And now we're finding out, Megan Small, you're the one that said that Royal Grift is saying that King Charles is going to try and have his hand in this protection racket, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so putting those two things together, I think that lends itself to the whole Charles truly loves his son narrative. And I think that we're looking at something to where, when you said that they're playing us, I think that we're looking at something where this man is still a part of the royal family. This is all just a soap opera, and we're all just actors in their soap opera. And it's all
a farce. It's all
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And you know, I remember there was a video that I watched from you, Megan Small. You were calling Charles. I remember you were very upset. This is about a year ago. And the comments under that were brutal against you. You know, like we've been calling all the YouTubers. We have been calling pretty much what's happening, Charles, with everything. We have all been doing it, but I'm shocked at how people react so negatively, you know, when we say, you know, Charles is also guilty of this. I don't think Charles loves Harry that much. This is just my personal opinion. I think that Charles is more focused on keeping Camilla above board. He doesn't care. It is my personal opinion, and you may disagree with it. I think he was relieved that Harry and Meghan did not name Camilla as a racist. He was relieved that it was Catherine.
Well, from those two books, even with Camilla, those two books that I covered, The Brothers and Wives and the other one, the conversation that they had, Charles and Camilla, that was said in those two books, I mean, asking about a child's skin color isn't racist. I think it's more that they're making it racist. Like something like Meghan heard that they were talking about the skin color, and since Meghan is a racist, she heard them say that, and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe they said that. That's racist that they said that. They're not allowed to talk about a child's skin color. Like, she's using it in that way. But what I'm saying is these things are happening. Like I said, the bill gets squashed by Charles. And now we find out that Charles could possibly, like TRG said, could possibly have a hand in giving Harry his protection back. And then we have those two reports. Charles loves his son, and the other report said Charles will never humiliate his son by removing the titles. So if you put all of those things together, for me, it's looking like Charles is protecting his son. And I know, I don't know if other people see it that way, but that's how it's looking to me. And just,
And the worst part of it all is that he doesn't want to pay for Harry's security because he knows that they're so expensive. They don't, Harry and Meghan don't keep security costs at a minimum. They would travel the hell out of everywhere. And you know, I did a couple of videos 2 days ago. I did a couple of videos where I said that Harry's using this in the UK, that if he gets the protection in the United Kingdom, then he's going to use that as a trampoline to say, well, wait a minute, as a springboard, and say, wait a minute, then if my life is at risk in the UK, then my life is at risk everywhere, because I don't stop being the son of a king when I go abroad, which means that the UK taxpayers are going to have to pay, or the US taxpayers are going to have to either pay for his full security when he's abroad, while residing abroad, or it's going to be shared with the countries. And I don't think the other countries are willing to pick up the tab. So it would be up to the UK to pay for it. What do you guys think?
No, Megan's Mo, you can go.
I'm just so fucking tired of the complete circus, to be honest. I'm just so tired of the circus. I have nothing to say.
This comment says here, Charles, it says from Najma Al Zadije Jadali or whatever, Andrew, Charles has sent Harry on a mission to the US. See, and that's what another comment said in the live when we were with Ron, that Charles has sent Harry here because he wants Harry to take some kind of power or some shit like that. And this is, look, I'm going to tell y'all just straight up. The vibe that I'm getting is that all of this is bullshit and we're being played, like Paula said, and that something is going on where Harry is some kind of member of the royal family in America. And that's the vibe I'm getting right now. And this is going to be tough to say. The fact that Harry is going after the First Amendment, if Harry is indeed an agent for the British royal family, the way it looks like, then that means that there's a possibility that the British royal family is going after the First Amendment. And like I said, that's tough to say because it's really hard to prove. But if you put it together that this man is still an agent for the royal family and he's coming over here trying to do this shit, then it's not coming from his drug-riddled mind. There's always that possibility that there's something going on back there that's this big and it's behind the scenes, you know. And I don't know, I'm just getting some weird vibe here from this entire thing. Something like that. I don't know.
I just want to answer to Julie UK. The bill was not squashed by KC3. It was prorogued as other bills were at the end of the parliament. That is absolutely false. The fact of the matter is that it's no longer, that bill is not going through. I have actually shown this.
Yeah, didn't that picture say King Charles?
That bill is gone and done. It went through the first reading. It was supposed to have the second reading this past November, which of course didn't have. And what is the worst sneaky part of it is that they canceled this bill on March 8th. They supposedly finished because they had on March 8th, they took the decision that the bill was kaput. And then they have to pass it through all the chambers and stuff like that. And they'll decided on March 27th that was it. But on March 9th, Meghan Markle announced to the world that two of her kids are going to be now known as Prince and Princess. And then instead of putting that up in the public domain, like announcing it, they waited 7 months to post that the bill had been canceled. That is shady as F. I'm sorry. That is not, because why didn't they publish this right away when the bill was prorogued back in March? They updated that information on November 2nd, 2023. So It's not that they had other bills. That doesn't work that way. They're not going to prorogue a bill. They had a reading. They have dates. They have appointments. They have an agenda. They go through it. They canceled it in March, the same month that Meghan Markle got the titles for her kids, and it was updated on the royal website. And it's not announced to the world, to the public, until November.
It's just so shady, and it's so, I don't like it. What I know for a fact is something is off, and we don't know what it is. There's something there that just isn't making sense, and I don't know. It's so tough because, like, one of the comments said that it's a reach, like what I said about King Charles trying to attack the First Amendment. Yes, it's a reach. I do agree it is a reach. But when you put the pieces together, like, if it's tough for me to try and say that that's not true, but we know what Harry thinks about the First Amendment. We know that Harry doesn't like us talking shit about him and his stupid fake black wife. We know that Harry is in the Aspen Institute. We know that, and also this bullshit I just heard just yesterday about Harry and the January 6th, that this man knew about January 6th before it even happened.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
he's obviously got some kind of inside connections that we don't know about here, and there's something going on back there behind the scenes, and it just feels like there's some, and I don't know, that's just the vibe I'm getting, and it's so tough because saying something like that is just so conspiratorial. It's like conspiracy theory 101, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, 2 + 2 = 4. You know, Megan Small, do you remember that time when Harry said that that he had been briefed about January 6th? You remember?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
and he
Megan Small
said
posted
he
that.
sent that he tried to get a hold of Jack, what's his name, from Twitter.
Yeah, Jack, that's his name.
Yeah. And
The
tried
owner
to
of Twitter
warn
at the
him about it, and just, yeah, it sounded like the delusions of a meth addict to me, let's be honest.
I want to ask you both this, but I mean, today I did a video and I said that Harry is like, this is a divorce. Let's say that you're poor and you married this really, like what happened to Kevin Costner and his wife, right? His ex-wife, that she signed a prenuptial agreement and then she tried to contest it because she one of her main arguments is that she's gotten accustomed to the life, you know, so she could not downgrade from the life that she's known. To me, it sounds like Harry is divorcing the UK, but wants the UK to keep his living standards like he's accustomed to, that he's angry that they removed the bodyguards because, you know, he's had them all of his life, so he should continue to have them all his life. I mean, what do you guys think?
This is all just an continuous ego stroke for Harry. Harry and Meghan just want to be able to, we saw them in New York, right? We saw them take 2 convoys of vehicles, around the block. They want to be the type of people who, when they walk to the grocery store, they want to have 10 security guards around them. They want to have like a motorcade in front of them with those lights and sirens and everything. Like, they want to bring attention to themselves, and then they claim that they are a security risk, that they need this because people are going to hurt them. Well, you're putting yourself in the position of getting hurt. I've seen billionaires walk around like Bill Gates with no security guard. He doesn't care. We've seen people that are much more important walk around the streets of New York without security. We've seen royalty who are in higher positions than Harry walking the streets of New York with nobody around them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yet Harry and his ex-cable TV mattress actor's wife need top of the line security that's better than the king or any heads of state. It's ridiculous.
But the problem that I have with this IPP thing, this protection, is that it's so much more than just protection.
Yeah, it is.
Like I wouldn't give a shit if this friggin' man-child petulant asshole, if he wanted protection because he wants a bodyguard, fine, have your bodyguard, you stupid idiot. Go ahead. I don't care. But the problem is this IPP thing. From the list I read, there is so much more to it than just the bodyguard. Yeah.
It's basically like immunity. You can go into other countries,
and he doesn't have to pay tax. He doesn't have to pay as much taxes. He can't get arrested in other countries, and he's free.
No, that's diplomatic immunity. And IPP status is not the same as diplomatic immunity. I have to correct that. IPP status means that you're an important person abroad and you are entitled to certain security. But diplomatic immunity, it's only for diplomats. He wouldn't be exempt unless he's a diplomat. This is why I did this very long video this morning. Yeah. He would not be exempt. He would have to be an accredited diplomat, because only accredited diplomats enjoy diplomatic immunity, hence the term diplomatic immunity. You can be an IPP and not have any diplomatic immunity. Okay.
It also has to do with taxes too, no?
No. That's diplomat. That's if you're a diplomat. That is only if you're a diplomat. And one of the most important clauses in the Vienna Convention is that if he's a diplomat, he cannot have commercial income anywhere.
Okay, look, let me show you the list I found right here. Oh, hold on, it's loading.
That would be an IPP if he is a diplomat.
Okay, look, here it is. This is from ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is, I mean, it's not wrong all the time, but I asked it for a list of IPP, and it says the benefits of IPP: tax incentives, reduced tax rate, tax holidays, or other financial incentives, regulatory advantages, legal protections, enhanced legal safeguards, including dispute resolution mechanisms and protection against expropriation, financial assistance, infrastructure support, market access, workforce development, customs and import benefits, simplified customs procedures or reduced export restrictions, stability and predictability, and technology transfer. And I mean, this is from ChatGPT.
Yeah, I have to clarify something too about that. That depends what kind of IPP you are in the country, and that is not forever. It's just like a diplomatic mission. It's from 2 to 5 years. I've also explained that because they have a posting. The postings are 2 to 5 years, and those IPP things are only given if you're going on a mission from your representative of the government, and you're being there for a certain period of time. So for Harry to get the IPP, that would mean that people don't understand that if you look at the list of who the IPPs can be, are heads of state, governments, royalty, certain diplomats, because not all diplomats. For example, the Norwegian diplomat, the Danish diplomats, the Swedish, you don't see them with bodyguards or anything like that, because they're not, depending on the country and depending on the individual, depending where you go, they get bodyguards, right? But they do have something that's called police. Diplomatic is like a police that is assigned for important people, because I used to deal with that. Like, for example, when the ambassador or any of the diplomats would get in trouble, we had that phone number that they respond to you especially. So they do have a special unit inside the police who looks after the diplomats and, heads of states, heads of stuff. So he will get that. But if he becomes an IPP, but in order for him to become an IPP, it's not just, oh, he got the IPP. No, he needs to be a head of state. He needs to be in some form of representative role of the nation that's granting him the IPP. And that means that the United Kingdom would be responsible for his expenses. That means that the country that he's being sent to will have to. This is why Canada sent them the bill afterwards, saying, you know what, we're not going to pay for their security here. They were here and they were not royals. Because IPP is something that is very, very delicate that people don't get their head around. IPP means that wherever he goes, as a representative of that government, he will get share protection with the government the country where he's visiting. And the issue that he has is that he lives in the United States. He no longer resides in the United Kingdom. And this has been my whole point, that the reason why he's pursuing this is because he's not going to stop in the UK. If he gets police protection in the United Kingdom, then he's going to say, wait a minute. If you guys are granting me protection in the United Kingdom, I am no less safe in the United States or anywhere else I'll go. So he wants to basically take that police protection, not only from the United Kingdom, but take it everywhere. And since people are not going to pay for it, I don't see the United States paying for it. I don't see Canada paying for it. Then it's going to be a burden to the UK taxpayer.
I can't believe that we're sitting here and discussing this when Harry should have been dealt with already.
But maybe there's a reason for that. That's my thing. Maybe there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if this wasn't all one big game, then he would have been dealt with. Then, after Queen Elizabeth passed away and after King Charles took the throne, he would have been dealt with if it was meant to be that way. But that's why I'm saying it doesn't feel like that's real. It feels like this is something else that we're all living through. It's so weird. But again, that's a conspiracy theory. Like, it's tough because we have to run with the truth. But then there's just, I don't know what it is, but there's something there that we're not seeing. And I just don't know what it is yet. It's so annoying.
And the thing is, Megan, you're right. I mean, this is incredible that we're talking about this idiot, because this is a man who's gone on spare on a book and fantasized or declared that he wanted to kill the king, not his father, but the monarch. You know what I mean? Which is basically treason. And what happens? People are calling it his truth.
There's no such thing as his truth. It's the truth.
Yeah.
The truth. I hate it when people always say, it's my truth. Well, then it's bullshit, right? No, it's not the truth. I mean, I am so disgusted with this is why I say that Charles is a wet wipe and people get mad at me about it sometimes because he is. He doesn't have a backbone. If the Queen could strip Andrew of his titles and everything and take everything from him,
Yeah.
why can't Charles do it himself?
That
Harry
looks really bad.
is the demon seed from Charles's balls. It's not from William's balls to deal with. It's almost like Charles wants William to deal with the issues all the time, but it's not his problem. Charles, he's in the king position. He needs to do something. The fact that he's allowing taxpayer dollars to be spent on this court case is ridiculous.
Yeah, and this is just a back door to get him. Let me tell you what an internationally protected person is. I have it here from the Interpol thing. Internationally protected person means a chief of state or the political equivalent head of government or foreign minister, wherever such person is in a country other than his own. So he can't be an IPP in UK. This is, you know what I mean? It's like Meghan Markle can never be a diplomat in the United States.
Yeah.
Because she cannot enjoy diplomatic immunity in her own country. And such person in a country other than his own and any member of his family accompanying him. B, any other representative, officer, employee, or agent of the government. Right? And it has to be, you don't get to be IPP in the UK. No, that status is given when you travel abroad. So Harry's asking to have an IPP status or police security in a country that he doesn't reside in. It does not make any sense. And the
Yeah,
fact
but
that
here's the thing with the IPP. What do you have a list of what it and what entails, like what's with the like the thing that, because I think that there's something in with that where he's chasing.
yeah, but again, I agree with you, but you have to be one of those people, which Harry's not.
But isn't that what he's going to get if he wins that court case anyway?
No, I think that this is where he's aiming. I think this is just the first step. I think that if he gets security, and the thing is that he already, I don't know if you guys, Megan Small, have you been reading that actually he already has special security. All he has to do is give 28 days notice to Scotland Yard, to the Met Police, so they can make arrangements and they can make an informed decision whether he needs security or not.
Yeah, which he didn't do last time. So Harry has security. When he goes to the UK, he has security automatically. And like Paula said, he has to apply 28 days on a case-by-case basis. And if it's necessary, they'll give him the security. But Harry doesn't want that. He wants 24/7 top police protection from the head of the police force to be watching his ass 24/7, following him around everywhere, all paid by taxpayers of the UK. That's what he wants. And he knows, like when he exited, when he left with Meghan, you're not a working royal. You don't get the same perks. But Harry has still kept his own, like I've posted on my Twitter page here. Harry still has the same ex-Met police officer on his team that he's had since before his naked romp in Vegas when we all saw his little nuts.
Yeah, I have it here, Megan Small. It's right there on the page.
Yeah, it's right there in front of your screen.
You know, and I'm wondering. Sorry, go.
I almost wonder, like, how does this guy see his family? Because this guy has a family, but yet he's always with Meghan and Harry, always. Like, he was just doing a parking lot path walk with a lot lizard the other day. This guy never gets.
Hold on. Megan Small, you just said he has the same cop?
Yeah.
Okay, go more into that.
So I almost, with that guy, I wonder who pays for him. Is the UK taxpayer still paying for him? Because they say that Harry is paying for him and that Harry has hired him. But
Oh, okay. Well then,
how
okay.
is
And
Harry
is there
paying?
any proof of that, or is that like a report, or is that
That's
just
just a
word of mouth?
report that they've said that Harry hired him, but he's still working for Harry. You see him at all their events. But I want to know, is Charles still paying for that guy, or who is paying for that guy?
And so that guy was his bodyguard the whole time he was in the royal family.
Click the photos, Paula. Click the photo. Yeah.
Okay, because that sounds to me, if that's the
Look
case,
how young he is there.
it sounds to me like something where he's still a member of the royal family.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like, and it's
Honestly, it's like Charles became king and Harry and Meghan instantly got their half in, half out wish that the Queen never let them have. Because that's what they've been doing. They've like put the pedal to the metal with this whole half in, half out royals, and they've been doing it more and more since like the Queen's completely passed because they know King Charles won't do anything about it.
Yeah, because we talked about that last week. Remember that I asked y'all if is there any proof that King Charles even agreed with the Queen to remove his son's HRH titles? And there isn't. You said there isn't, right? There's no proof that he was down for that. So if that means that, then wouldn't it mean that he's still there with, in the royal family? Wouldn't it mean that he's still down to have his son as a member? Like
the way that I've always seen it, Andrew.
Yeah.
Harry, Meghan, and the Duke of York are still listed on the website as royal members. I read in a report that while Andrew lives on royal property, he has security, right? But apparently Charles is paying for his private security out of his own pocket, which is about $3 million pounds a year. So when I see that Andrew is still listed on the royal family website, and if I'm hearing that Charles is still paying for Andrew's security, why wouldn't I believe for 2 seconds that he's not doing the same for Harry and
for
Meghan?
Harry, yeah.
Because he still has his old Met police officer. He still has the same security.
Yeah. And that's what I said. That's what it sounds like.
And they're still on the website as working royals. So this is 100% half in, half out, what the Queen never wanted them to be.
Yeah, and it's actually, like, and people, you have no idea. You know what really bothers me, Megan Small? When people, because you know how I started, like, I've always called it out. I've always called it up, and people go, why are you so hell bent on calling the royal website? It's just a website. You don't know
this is the website that okay, if you go up to someone, like say if I didn't know anything about the royal family and I click onto the royal family website and I want to learn about them and I see, okay, this is the royal family and these are the working members, and I scroll down and I see the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and I'm thinking, okay, these two are still representing the monarchy. And then when you click on their profiles, it says that they are still doing their duty towards the monarchy, or what is it? Continuing to honor their duty to the king, the Commonwealth, and their patronages. The same Commonwealth that they tried to call Empire 2.0 and paint as racist.
And not only that, they updated this part. Their official residence is Frogmore Cottage. But as announced in January 2020, the Duke and Duchess will spend the majority of time in North America, following their decision to, before used to say they're going to spend, they updated this part. And this is not long ago. And I don't know if you've seen this because, I'm always on top of this website, right? But he has here supporting the monarch, right? And then he has Queen's young leaders, and then you have special military things. Wait, I want to go to where Invictus is because they have a whole thing that they've updated Invictus. They've updated Invictus for him. And the Invictus part that they updated was this. Let me see here. The Invictus games. They've updated this part because before it ended in October 2018, right? Now they've added the next games are scheduled to be held in The Hague in 2021, followed by Dusseldorf, Germany 2022. It's really funny that they jumped 19 and 20 because that's when the COVID thing was. This was added about 6 weeks ago. The next games are scheduled. So it's like they're still announcing stuff for Invictus for him.
Why does it say 22 if Dusseldorf was
Yeah,
this
it
year?
didn't have it before. About 5 weeks ago. This
They
ended
updated
with
it.
Canada in September 2017 and Sydney, Australia in October 2018. But
Uh-huh.
about 6 weeks ago, this next sentence, the next games are scheduled to be held in The Hague in 2021, followed by Dusseldorf, Germany 2022. I mean, they skipped 19 and 20. Because that's when COVID hit, right? But they're updating stuff about Invictus there. This isn't Harry's profile. And they don't say that he founded it, though. They say the Invictus Game is an international adapted sporting event for wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women, both serving and veteran. This is on Harry's biography on the royal website.
Isn't there a way you can look at the website and see when was the last time when was the last
No,
time
they
it was
don't do that.
updated?
They don't do that. But what I do is I usually, sometimes I take screenshots, but my phone gets so filled up with pictures, that I have to delete some. But you can tell because it's like here, this part that I was just talking to Megan Small about it. Now they've changed. They're balancing their time. They have it here. This is what it said before. This is what it said all the time. They're balancing their time between the United Kingdom and North America, right? This is what it always said. And then when you go to his biography, that's changed. That now it says that they spend the majority of their time in North America in his biography here. Let me see, where is his biography? So they've changed that, but you have to go to the biography. Here, their official residence is Frogmore Cottage, which was added on about 3 months ago. It didn't have it before. It had it, but then it was removed and then it was put back in. But as announced in January 2020, the Duke and Duchess will spend the majority of time in North America following their decision to step back as senior members of the royal family. It doesn't say that they have stopped being working members of the royal family.
And when was the last time the website was updated?
Well, I looked at this, I imagine sometime within the past 5 weeks, because that wasn't there before. The thing with Invictus, I noticed, because, I've been looking for the Invictus thing. It wasn't there. It was added about 5 weeks ago. So they are updating, and people, Megan's Ball, do you get this pushback too? Oh, they don't update their website that often. Do you get that?
No, I haven't gotten that, because I tell them that they must be freaking stupid and blind. And the website was updated to change Archie and Archofficial and Invisibet's titles to Prince and Princess. So go take a flying leap off a cliff. Nope, I'm right, they're wrong.
No, but people do tell me, oh no, they just don't update it. And I've heard other YouTubers say, big YouTubers, oh, their website is not that important. They have the long, what really bothers me? I don't know about you. When they say, oh, they have the long game, they're playing the long game. What do you think about that?
You want to know what bothers me about all of this? Okay, I'm really going to tell you what bothers me. So they keep this whole Harry security thing. I see a lot of media outlets saying, oh, Harry deserves to have security because he served in Afghanistan. He's a veteran. Well, what about all these other veterans that have served? Do they have security? They actually
that whole
fought
Taliban thing, right? The whole because of the
Well, that
Taliban
was due to his own doing. That's his own doing to run his mouth and say something stupid like that. You want to play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
But what are they talking about when they say that? Are they trying to say that there's going to be a hit on Harry from the Taliban?
No, they say that just because he has served and he was in, you know what? First of all, they say that he served for 10 years. Harry didn't serve for 10 consecutive years. They make it seem like even when you look at his royal biography, Paula, it says that he served for 10 years in the military. Harry did not serve for 10 years. He went and did a couple stints for a little short amount of time, and that's it.
There it is.
I get so disgusted with the fact that they keep letting him run with this narrative. Look, having served in the British Army for 10 years, I didn't see Harry in the army for 10 years. Not at all.
And besides, we all know how he got in the army.
Yeah.
Cheating.
So the royal website is lying for him.
It's still pandering to him. It's still coddling him. He's a nearly 40-year-old man who's super entitled, who thinks he can go around trashing other people and invading their privacies. And he thinks he's more entitled to more security.
I mean,
And
I'm
this is a
leaning
man that
toward,
hasn't seen one day of combat. He has never seen one day of combat. Even in Netflix,
yeah,
he admitted that the only time he saw a wounded soldier, the only time he's seen a wounded soldier was on his way back
on
to
his
the
way
castle.
back. Yeah, idiot.
And don't you remember he compared it to like fighting on Xbox?
That was
Remember?
horrible. They were like chess pieces, remember?
Like, obviously, you have never seen a day in battle if you're comparing it to a video game. And people who have seen battle, they don't
That sounds
speak
pretty good.
about it. They don't speak about it. Okay, when I was younger, I used to work for like a bunch of in a seniors facility kind of thing with like a pharmacy company, right? And some of these older people, these seniors, were people who had served in the war, like World War II. They were fighter pilots. And the thing is that during the time that I knew them and worked with them, none of them ever uttered a word about what happened in battle. They wouldn't speak about it. They wouldn't say anything. Oh, they mentioned like what they would do here and there, but they would never go into details. But yet Harry wants to talk about how it was like taking out people in chess pieces.
Yeah, my one of my best friends, her kid. Well, I say her kid because he's like 28, so to me he's a kid. He is like he's a Marine and he's doing his 5th tour right now. And I always ask him, how, because I want to know. And he goes, he really. It's not something that he comes home and, oh, mama, I'm going to tell you how many people I killed. And no, he's not like that. And I've been around so many Marines, and people in the Navy, and they don't say stuff like that, and it's like they're enemy combatant, because you never know if the day after tomorrow they're going to be friends. So this is why you don't do and talk about things like that, because your enemy combatants can become your friends tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's you're right, Megan Small. I mean, this man is absolute. And the thing is, Sandra, that he had bodyguards to take care of him while he was at the bunker.
And you know what's funny? I always see photos of Harry in these military, like in the bunker and everything. And he's got long hair, while every other Marine there has like short buzz cuts and following military standards, following the code. I mean, Harry is the only person in the military that I've seen with a full beard when he's wearing his uniform. He's always a mess, when we all know military people are supposed to be clean shaven.
Yeah.
And not only that, he's admitted that he was always on drugs while he was in the military.
Oh.
How did he pass all those fucking tests? Can you please explain that to me?
Because you're the prince.
He got a heads up about the drug test, and he got taken off base every single time. He doesn't understand. He was always so well protected, and this is why he's turned into the piece of shit that he is. He doesn't understand that he's been so coddled. He's got such a privileged life. Trust me, if Harry was a normal peasant, he'd probably have overdosed somewhere by now or is in a jail somewhere. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But because he's a prince, he's taken care of. We all saw him stumbling out of restaurants or nightclubs. Remember when that one time he got so tanked at the nightclub, he chased the paparazzi and broke his camera because they were taking photos of him, and then he fell. He took some girl's scarf and then he fell as he was trying to get into the taxi. I mean, there's photos of him falling out of nightclubs. Charles went to the point where he built a nightclub at, I think it was Highgrove. Was it Highgrove or Clarence?
Yeah.
He built a nightclub so that his son could stay home and get drunk downstairs. I mean, he was enabling him from a young age.
So if he was enabling him back then, what makes people think that he's not enabling him now?
That's what I'm trying to say. Charles must be paying for everything that they're doing. If we found out later that Charles still gave them money when they've Mexited, what makes people believe that he's still not giving them money?
I don't know. I'm really getting a vibe here like this guy's still in the royal family. And I've been getting that for a while now. I'm not even lying.
It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't really make sense. I mean, Mesmo, you know that we've been talking for a couple of years about this.
Yeah.
To me, it's shocking that the rules that have applied to every royal have not applied to Harry. Like
No.
the kids being, verified that they came out of the body, that the royal family got the time wrong when the kid was born. We don't know who the doctors are. And by the way, I don't buy that bullshit story that Hugh Grosvenor is the godfather to Archie. And did you
No,
see
I don't
that
believe that either.
they were quick to say, oh no, we were invited. Did you see that? How pathetic that was. Oh no, we turned down the invite.
Yeah.
On the thing, but they don't say anything about the racist claims.
You know what's funny is that Harry and Meghan have
It was
all this heat for white men being racist, but yet they picked a white man apparently to be Archie's godfather. I don't know.
It's more than that. He has like 2 or 3 godfathers, But I don't believe he's the godfather to Hugh. I don't believe Hugh Grosvenor is the godfather of Archie if the boy exists. They're just trying to give credibility to all that really weird bullshit surrounding those births.
It's almost like they want to connect Archie to Prince George, like he's on the same level. It's almost like Meghan has this sick idea where if she thinks that she compares Archie to George, then people might think that they're on the same level. And it's almost like she's going to screw up those kids even more, which is why I also think she named Invisibet after the late Queen. Because then Invisibet could ride the Queen's coattails and they would always compare her to the Queen all the time later. She would always have that connection.
If they ever come out, geez.
If they ever come out, yeah.
But
somebody told me in the comments, they said that Meghan thinks her kids are ugly and that's why she doesn't want to show them to the public. that was so hilarious to me.
But I think she's not proud of Archie. I really think she's not, because remember, I did that video. We showed that video. Remember when we showed that video when Harry's talking about Meghan and Archie says, I see so much of my wife and Archie, and she just bends her head down, and then there's no more talk about Archie. And then he goes, but Lily has the Spencer gene. She's got such blonde hair. I mean, they go into very detail. And Meghan goes, oh yes, her eyes are blue, 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 blue eyes. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, that was very creepy. That was very creepy. Any kind of parent who loves their children loves them all equally. You wouldn't put that kind of, like, you're already setting them up to be messed up by doing something like that.
But listen to this. Prince Harry avoids awkward Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton meeting by refusing BFF's wedding invite.
Now, you know that Meghan sent in this article to be written up, right? Anytime you see Catherine being referred to as Kate Middleton, you know that it's Meghan's hands behind it, because like every other autobiography said, Meghan was the only one in the royal family who made a point to call Catherine Kate when everyone else would call her Catherine. So she was disrespectful from the very beginning. She was a little shit from the very beginning.
And it's also an exclusive.
It's exclusive. There you go, Andrew.
Yeah. Whenever page 6 is an exclusive, it's straight out of Meghan's dirty Soho mouth.
Yeah. Prince Harry declined to attend his posh pal, the Duke of West. Yeah, this is absolutely Meghan who wrote this shit, because she always has to make it grand. Oh, he's the owner of this, and he's the 6th. No, it's a posh pal. They have to make sure that he's the posh pal, the Duke of Westminster's wedding, to avoid an awkward clash with his brother Prince William and other family members amid their boiling family feud. I mean, how would anybody know that they got a card saying save the date?
You know what I find funny? That a billionaire would be sending out save the date.
Yeah, that's what I said on my show as well. Yeah.
They don't. They send you an invite. They don't save the date. They send you an invite.
Save the date is such an American thing. It's such an American thing. You know what? Meghan is so dumb. She couldn't play her cards right, and she couldn't just shut her stupid trap and just put her head down and do her work within the royal family for a few years, and then maybe she could have left. But no, she wanted everything super quick. I bet she is kicking herself that she and Harry are not going to this big society wedding. You know how many billionaires and like rich folks there is going to be around there? But she's going to feel so out of place because she doesn't know how to behave either. She acts like the slut comes out of her instead of like a classy woman.
I mean, and what is it about her that she tries to make other people's weddings about her?
She doesn't like not being the
She's-
center of attention.
She's the girl that wears a white dress to the wedding.
Yeah.
Or
That's
announce that she's pregnant, she's falsely pregnant, on somebody else's wedding.
It's like, remember Pippa's wedding when Pippa was getting married? Pippa had the no ring, no bring rule. And then apparently Meghan and Harry made such a stink about it that eventually Meghan was allowed to join Harry at the evening reception. But during the day when Peppa's ceremony was going on, Meghan made sure to set up pap shots of being seen entering and exiting a spa multiple times, like walking in and out of the doors, standing on the side of the building. And then I've always heard that when Meghan showed up that evening to Pippa's wedding, she was wearing an extremely low back dress, like down to her ass crack, basically. The back was cut out. Yeah. Could you imagine walking around like that around like aristocratic people and like she just, it's so low class. It's so trashy behavior.
Call girl.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what people have to look forward, because do you remember this? This is a wedding she went to, which is horrendous. I mean, and I don't know why they keep saying she's such a fashion icon.
I don't know either. Her clothes. I'm a guy. I wear the same clothes.
This is her at a wedding. Remember this?
I remember that.
That looks horrible.
With a toilet roll on her head.
And you want to know what? Who I really blame that on? Honestly, I blame that on Harry, because this is her husband, and this man should have the balls to say, "Babe, it doesn't look good. Like it looks baggy, and you don't look right, and it's like the things are up." He should have the balls to say something, but he won't, because if he opens his mouth, she's gonna hit him right in the face. If he opens his mouth and tell her that she doesn't look like a fashion icon, and I feel like is he doing it on purpose to make her look bad? Because every single time that she wears these clothes, she looks horrible. So eventually you have to think to yourself, either Harry's not telling her or he's letting it go on purpose. Either one.
But you have to hear something, Megan.
Oh, yeah, I saw that
Harry
one.
always looks completely out of it when
No.
He's
high as shit.
Block Victoria.
He's high as shit right now.
Click on the photo. Make it bigger.
Yeah. I know that face. He's high as shit. I'm serious. I'm not joking. I know that face. He's off his mind right now.
Yeah.
He might even be on edibles in that picture.
I think maybe they threw him like 100 grams or something.
Yeah,
something. Like
something.
that's a high. It's either a high dose of edibles or it's MDMA. Pure MDMA.
He is out of there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know because I used to be in that game, but he is friggin' like, he's like,
Yeah, and he always looks super hyper. Don't you remember? He's always like jumpy, almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually quite. But I mean, I've never done drugs, so I mean, I drink alcohol, but I've never done drugs, But he's always. You have a point there, He's always like jumpy, looking out of it. Look at this. Look at him here. It's like Megan pushing him. Go, do your job. Like she knows, like as though she's being loyal.
Click on that. I posted a video underneath that also. So within that thread, I posted a video, but the guy wants to shake someone's hand and Megan won't let his hand go. This one. Look at here. He wants to shake someone's hand. He says hello. He won't even let go of him to shake his hand.
In Omid Scobie's book, he says that Catherine has to be almost a baby because she's too fragile. This is a 40-year-old insecure woman who cannot walk a hall without holding somebody's hand.
Okay, look at the video. Watch. Look at this part right here. That is so hilarious. This woman is absolutely codependent on this man. Look at this. It's gonna start over. Watch. He lets go of her hand right there, and she's like, "Oh my God, why weren't you holding my hand?" Look, and then she runs and she throws her hand at his hand. What Megan's Mo? Didn't you say something about a claw? That's right there. That is
a claw.
You can see she's absolutely codependent on that right there in public. See, look right there. He's gonna let her hand go, and then she's like, "Oh my God, he let go of my hand. I have to hurry. And then she like runs back to hold his hand. She's like, Yeah, you could see that absolutely.
I'm gonna
I've
show you.
seen that video. That's
Omid
hilarious.
Scobie's entire book is purely projection on how Meghan Markle feels, but they're putting Catherine's name into it.
Yeah.
Like calling Catherine insecure and just poses for photos. Isn't that what Meghan just did? Isn't that what Meghan does? Walk through parking lots posing for photos, or on the red carpet where they had to push her off because she was taking too damn long.
Do you
Yeah.
remember this one when this is at the very beginning when she tried to hold his hand in front of the queen? Do you guys remember
Yeah.
that? He just ignored it and tried to play like, because she wanted to hold the hands in front of the queen, walking out. This is when he used to have balls,
Oh,
so
yeah,
instead
before
of,
she ate his ass.
yeah, and this is why he ignores her and he tries to play with his tie and stuff like that. And then, however, in the lead up to the royal wedding, Meghan and Harry have been known, look at that. This is the woman who, and they talking about Catherine, who never holds hands with William. And this is a woman who's supposed to be secure. Oh, but she can't be anywhere without holding Harry's hands. But I mean, this
Yeah,
was a whole
codependent.
thing, that he refused to hold her hand. She was like, grab my hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at that. Look at that.
She probably took him home after that and threw a frying pan into his
Yeah,
head.
there we go. Look. In slow motion. In slow mo.
She's got to be touching her meal ticket.
Look,
See?
she tries to hold the hand, and it goes, and then as soon as he feels that she's gonna grab his hands, he just moves his hand towards the tie.
Yeah, he swipes it away. Yeah.
Isn't that something? I mean, but I don't understand why they're saying. I think that they've given everything that Meghan does to Catherine. They're transferring it to Catherine.
Yeah,
because Meghan is such an insecure bitch that she wants Catherine to be an insecure bitch, but that's not the case, is it?
No, it's just like how Meghan was claiming that she's self-made. I mean, you got to laugh at that.
Well, what?
That she's self-made. She's a self-made woman. Yes, the woman whose father paid for everything, then Trevor paid for everything, then Corey paid for everything, then you moved into Nottingham Cottage within 4 months of dating Harry. Do you remember that? Do you remember that photo where Meghan was caught outside of Kensington Palace picking up her dog's poop? And she made Kensington Palace put out a story saying that it wasn't her, it was a lookalike?
No, I don't remember
Google
that
photo. Google Meghan Markle picking up poop outside Kensington Palace.
And, of course, Meghan Markle picking up poop.
Yeah.
Poop outside Buckingham Palace?
Kensington
outside.
Yeah, she was at Nottingham, right?
Let me see. Oh, here we go. I didn't know
pull it
that.
up. So this is when they first started dating, right?
Wait,
And a bystander caught Meghan picking up her dog's doo-doo, and she literally had Omid Scobie put out a message saying, no, this was not Meghan, this was someone else. This was in 2018, September 2018. This is the ridiculous things that she had the palace go after. Show the photo.
Why is that not okay?
Oh, there she is.
Here.
Oh,
Who has it? Listen, so incredibly enough, walking by Kensington Royal, we spotted this beautiful woman with a familiar air outside the entrance to the private residence where Harry. That's her.
Yeah, it's her. And then they hashtagged it Princesses Pick Up Poop too. And then she threw a fit and had Kensington Palace deny that it's her. And they had Omid Scobie deny that it was her also. But it's her.
Oh my God! But I think is it because she has to be a princess? She has to be perfect. Is that the whole reason?
Maybe she expected a butler or a courtier to do it instead of her. Maybe that's what it was.
Or that she felt embarrassed she was caught doing something that like a very important person would not do. Maybe
I'm just reading the comment.
I didn't know the story.
You would think that that's good, that she's actually taking the time to pick up her dog's poop, and that's a good thing. You're trying not to litter and be a horrible person. But yeah,
we all know that her poor dogs. I mean, how did that dog end with 2 broken legs?
She threw him. Oh no, I'm totally kidding.
The dog had 2 broken legs, and here we have Prince Harry's security case to be heard behind closed doors.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one, Megan Small, that you have here. About Meghan Markle not bringing Archie in South Africa to play. Remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Remember that? And I'll show you this because we have Catherine when she went to what's it,
Australia,
little,
I think it was.
yeah. I'm trying to get that. I'm going to get Catherine's. I'm going to download Catherine's picture because she went and was with a future king. There's the future king of England, and she's bringing him to play dates, you know. And Meghan Markle goes to South Africa, but she can't bring the kid to play with the other children. What do you think that is?
Racist.
Do you think it's racist, or do you think it's that I have a different.
She doesn't want her child mixing with the other children of color. That's 100% what it is. Why wouldn't you?
We saw her face when the black kids were touching her hair.
Mm-hmm.
So
You saw that? So that's Meghan Markle in South Africa, right? So I'm going to show you the picture of Catherine with George, the future king of England. You know, if Meghan Markle wants to beat Catherine at her own game, why doesn't she go and open a ward in a hospital? Why doesn't she do proper, how do you say, charity work? Didn't they say that they were going to dedicate their lives to charity?
Because
but
Meghan
she's
Markle,
lazy. She doesn't want to actually do the work. She just wants the credit.
Yep, she's
Didn't
lazy.
they say that service was universal?
She meant self-service is universal.
No, she's talking about her whoring. The service for her whoring is universal. You can get the prostitute anywhere.
No, but it's just, I mean, to me, this is incredible, guys, that two individuals, and this is an omen of the times that we're in, that two individuals of such low caliber have so much power to throw everybody into, I mean, to ruin reputations, make people lose jobs, you know, pretty much harass an entire institution, the monarchy. Isn't that something that two individuals with Harry's a complete idiot and Meghan is not smart, but they're allowed to run like this to the point that they cause extreme damage to other people? I mean, what do you guys think?
I think that what we were talking about earlier. Okay. Now, there's that whole thing, right? Never explain, never complain, don't say anything, stay silent, right? But when you look at what we were talking about earlier, that the possibility that these two morons could still be in the royal family, when you look at the whole thing, if you think about it, he's being allowed to talk shit about the royal family. So if they don't ever do anything to him because they're protecting him, then it's all just a charade. It's all just shadows on a wall, and we're all being played here. But I mean, that's a tough sell, because you have to prove that. You know, you can't prove that he's. The problem that I have is that to me it proves that he's still in the royal family because he's on the website. But you know, that's
and because he doesn't get called out for anything, and anybody else. Yeah. Sorry, he's allowed to challenge Ravik, basically saying that Ravik, they don't know their job. That's basically what this, because he feels that, you know, he knows better than Ravik. Ravik has access to Interpol, all their credible threads. They have access to intelligence, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was saying, that it feels like that status that he wants is not because of just so he can have some bodyguard. He's going after something else that we don't know about because it's there in like classified documents or whatever bullshit they're trying to do.
And I don't know what you guys think about Meghan's Small. I mean, people are saying that King Charles, Prince William are WEF because they have the same globalist agenda. What do you guys think?
I 100% believe it. We've seen photos of Charles with Klaus Schwab. We've seen William attend WEF, what is it, roundtables.
Mm-hmm.
They're all for it. They're deep.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you look at the Queen, she was in it too. I hate to say she was in it.
And I know a lot about that because I'm in that game. The WEF they don't like us here in America. They don't like the fact that we can speak. They don't like the First Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
So So if you add that to the fact that Harry doesn't like the First Amendment, to the fact that Harry's trying to attack the First Amendment, to the fact that Harry's still a part of the royal family, if you put all these things together,
Harry's being used as the puppet.
Yes, it sounds like one giant conspiracy, but the problem is that the conspiracy fits. That's the problem. And I just wanted to say this. I know I'm probably going to lose subscribers for it, but I've never really been pro royal family because I know who those people are. I know what they're about. I know what Charles has done with the WEF. I know what Prince William has done with the WEF. I know, and like Megan's most said, I also know that Queen Elizabeth was a part of the World Economic Forum. You see, so when I do praise Prince William and King Charles, when I do praise these people, I do praise them, right? But I'm not pro royal family. I know who they are. And I've heard so much shit about the World Economic Forum. And it's, for me, it's more like I'm just more negative Harry and Meghan because they're two morons, you know. And like you said, Paula, I have gotten some pushback when I try and call out Charles. I have. And
you do? Oh,
you know,
God. I mean, I get told you speak, you don't even know what you're talking about. Because unfortunately, we have other big YouTubers who have some form of, I really do believe this because I watched it. They have some form of agenda. I don't know if the palace reaches out to them and says, say this now. And then people come and attack us, smaller channels, or that are not as well known because, oh, so-and-so said this, so you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you can't defend the World Economic Forum.
I'll give it a
defend, not you. I mean, like, when I say you, I mean a general you. Like, nobody can defend the fact that King Charles, that Prince William and Queen Elizabeth, that all these people are connected to the World Economic Forum. And if you look into the World Economic Forum, that thing, they have some things about them I can't even say here because it'll get taken down. I mean, those people are going after the entire world, not just America.
It is actually quite shocking, you know, to when you think about stuff that's happening. But and this is the thing, you know, that I don't know if they're distracting us or using Harry, the idiot, who's, by the way, he's a part of the board members of the Aspen Institute. Am I correct, Megan Small?
Pardon?
Harry's part of the board of directors of the Aspen Institute?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Why is a British part of the Aspen Institute, which is overseeing freedom of speech in the United States?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that one of your commenters did say that, so I will agree with them. I think that, like I said earlier, it's a conspiracy, but this targeting of the First Amendment, it's really, really bad, and it's coming from somewhere. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it's coming from the royal family, but it's coming from somewhere. Someone is trying to take down, not someone, but like there's a group of those damn people. You know, people don't like the First Amendment. They never.
There we go.
They don't like. Yeah, they don't like that we can say whatever the hell we want. And I think that there's something there, like a connection. But again, as I've been saying, it sounds like one big conspiracy. But the conspiracy clicks, like it goes like that, and you just it's
you
tough.
know, I have a YouTube video that I posted, right? And actually, I started seeing my members saying, my subscribers saying, Paula, your video got cut off in the middle. And I'm like, what? Because it was like a 40-minute video, right? And then I went and looked at it, and sure enough, and then I got an email from YouTube saying that either I could take the whole video down, but they had shut down, they had cut up to where they thought my video. So I left the video out because I said, fuck it, I'm not, you know, like just to show people. And I got the email that they were, you know, that, and it wasn't anything bad. I was just talking about the court case and why Harry, you know, I don't know if you saw the video, I posted it 3 days ago. It's like, why is Harry getting this? I was just talking about exactly the same thing, that this is all a distraction, that Harry is trying to use this court case to, you know, he's not entitled to have this court case. Charles is allowing this because the justice is imparted in his name and blah, 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 right? And then it got cut off. So I had to do a second video, which I posted yesterday, I think. Yesterday, I think it was, because it was the second part of it, because they cut it off. You know, and it's quite scary because you're right. I mean, censorship is and this is like Harry and Meghan. Meghan is pissed that people call her out. What do you think, Megan Small?
100%. I agree. I mean, look at what happened with my YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, especially if you say the right thing. But
I mean, especially you were calling out that fake belly. I mean,
All I said was that I was ordering moon bumps to do an experiment, and then 6 hours later, yeah.
but I mean, this is incredible. I mean, even parody, even we can joke about it. Have you noticed that?
yeah.
Mhm.
And then when we now know, thanks to that guy, which one? What guy is that hairy guy that as soon as I see him, I think he needs a bath? That he
Gabor
was.
Mate.
Huh?
Gabor
No,
Mate.
no, no, no. The other, the British guy that was that the Parliament sent a letter saying that they wanted him kicked out of all the platforms.
Oh, Russell Brand.
Russell
yeah.
Brand, yes, that we now know that Parliament, this lady, the Ministry of the Minister of Culture in the UK, sent a letter to X, to TikTok, to
Take
YouTube,
him down.
and he was demonetized.
Yeah.
And now we know that they do that. So it begs the question whether they do that with you too, because we know Megan is not allergic to phoning people or sending letters to cancel people.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And especially because you're talking about the right thing. I think that Megan's Mole could have done the exact same thing she did about any other topic, and it would have been fine. But the fact that she did it about the moon bump is what got him, because I don't look, I've even said it on my show. I don't even think Megan's fans believe she was pregnant. I can't, there's no way. There's no way.
No, I mean, but I don't understand why people defend this woman, to tell you the truth. And I mean, it is actually quite sickening. It's amazing that, because Megan's Mole, it's hard, this platform, to get subscribers, right?
Yeah.
And then you are, people don't understand how hard it is, all the work that we put in here, guys, and research and stuff like that, especially when we have other things to do. Like, I'm a farmer and I have a little, charity school that I run as well. And, there's so many things. I don't have very much time. So this is time consuming, guys, like putting up the videos, doing the research. And then you get, demonetized, and then, or you get punished and you're not even vulgar, you were not even abusive, you were not anything. You were actually saying, I'm going to order a moon bump and I'm going to see if I can bend over with it like Megan did. And I squat my ass all the way down. Is it going to pop? Like hers did.
Yeah, really.
Pop goes the weasel, I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. But we're laughing, but look at the reality.
Yeah. It's an absolute, seriously, Meghan Markle has turned the royal family into a circus clown show. It's like the nonstop traveling clown show that never ends. And it's like, we all just want to leave the group chat now. We don't want to be part of this anymore, but we can't.
And what do you think is going to happen with Catherine? Guys, do you think that they're going to do a lawsuit?
No, they're not going to feed into it. They're not going to feed into it.
Not at all.
So
I think that by this time next year, it'll just be anything else. It'll just be like a past book, and the royal family won't do anything. The problem that we have is that not only is the royal family not doing anything, but the two morons haven't spoke either. They haven't put out a statement from Archwell. We know that Archwell speaks for them. They don't supposedly that they don't take sources don't speak for them anymore, even though we see it all the time. Sources close to Meghan, which basically means Meghan. So it's so weird to me how now there's all this silence from everybody. Everybody's being silent. So it's just speculation about everything.
But what do you think about these people, these royal reporters who feed us these stories that we know are bullshit? What do you guys think about that?
Well, they get paid for the stories. You have to remember that. That's why, like we were talking about earlier, why don't they talk about the hockey game with the autistic child that Harry took his place? Because a lot of these stories, that's how the media works. You have to pay them first before they'll report on it. And not that we do know, but there are packages out there, then they're called media packages. And I've seen some as cheap as $750, and you get like 300 publications to say whatever you want. And if it's only $750, I'm pretty sure Meghan's buying those up just left and right. So, I it's something to where you look at everything going on and it's all intertwined into this woman. She's probably doing everything from her phone, and she's just there all day, just like that, all day long, and she never gets off her phone, and she's smoking cigarettes and doing whatever the hell she has to do, but everything comes from her. That's how I feel. I feel like everything comes from this woman.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask you, how did you get involved in all of this? And then I'm gonna ask Andrew, because how did you get involved in all of this? You know, I never asked you that. Why did you start talking about her?
Like, how did I start my YouTube channel and stuff?
Yeah, but why? What prompted you?
Why?
Were you? Yeah.
Okay, so basically what got me into it was when I saw their engagement interview.
Yeah.
And when I was watching it, I was like, this girl is batshit crazy, because you would see her little micro expressions when her mask would drop. And the moment when they asked her about the ring and she looked at it and she was like, oh, yeah, it's like, I knew, okay, this girl is only banging this guy because she wants the titles. She's not interested in this dude. She doesn't care for it. She's just wanting to do a smash and grab, and let's see what happens. But I got called a racist for saying that. I got called a racist for like, oh, you're just not going to give a black girl a chance. No, I can see the red flags from the beginning. This girl isn't even interested in him. She doesn't look like she's sexually attracted to him. You never saw that in him.
There was no chemistry, was it?
There was no chemistry. Like, you could see the way she was behaving. It was all an act. There was nothing pure about her emotions. And then as time went on, just more drama. From the minute she joined that family and Harry put that stupid statement of stay away from my girlfriend, don't be a racist, you knew the girl was going to be a pain in the ass. And she has been.
So you got a lot of clapback. I got that too, because I said, why can people see this bullshit? Why do you think nobody saw through her? People attacked us whenever we called her on very early on, Megan Small.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think we were so attacked? Did people want to believe that Megan was, I don't know.
No, well, I feel like she enlisted online bots and trolls from the very beginning. From the minute that Harry basically claimed that this is now my girlfriend and you guys should leave her alone, I feel like from that moment is when Meghan put her plan into action, had bots go online. Oh, Meghan Markle is so beautiful. We're so happy that she's dating a prince now, blah, blah, blah. All that kind of stuff. I believe this was all set up bots from the beginning. It's all bullshit just to make her appear bigger than what she is. And that's always been Meghan, to exaggerate her personality. She hired a PR team to make her appear like a humanitarian philanthropist. And then Omid has the nerve to say, well, Meghan could teach the royal family about charity and philanthropy. How? What? Laying on her back? She wants to teach the monarchy about philanthropy and charity when she's probably stuffing her pockets with charity money? Get out of here.
Yeah.
She could also be laying on her stomach.
God, whatever she's laying on, I don't care.
No, but is that but you know what I mean? And I mean, but so you got a lot of my Twitter account was canceled when Twitter was Twitter. It was canceled when I said this woman is gonna marry this idiot and take off to the United States with the title. Just you watch. Oh my God, you're an old woman. You're a racist old woman who are envious of such beautiful woman like Meghan Markle. I'm like, I mean,
she's not that hot. I'm a man, and I'll tell you, she's like someone that you go after at 3:00 in the morning on Tinder, and you didn't pick up a girl at the club, and you're swiping on Tinder, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna score, so that's okay. I'm gonna score, and then she gets there, and you're like, she's all right looking. You know, that's basically. And this concept, and I am so sorry that I have to say this, she's just not that attractive. And Catherine is gorgeous.
No, this is the thing, you know, she's not. And I was always shocked. People say, oh, she's so beautiful, she's so gorgeous. I was like,
she's not.
I'm not watching. I mean, the women, she's less than average looking for Hollywood, which is, you know, and it's not even in Hollywood, it's not so much as looks as talent.
Well, she's probably good at the casting couch. That's how she got on screen.
Not really, because if she had been, she would have gotten a better role.
Well, yeah, that's true. But even look at Amber Heard. Amber Heard is hotter than Megan, and the movies that Amber Heard got, and Amber is a worse actress than Megan is. Both of these women are the same. And you were talking about how Megan got into it. I got into this whole thing because I was roasting Amber Heard's ass after the trial every day, and then I heard about the documentary. And I was actually not even going to get into Megan because I didn't want to deal with Boosie. I remember we were dealing with Boosie since Amber Heard. And I remember because Boosie had an army of all of these morons and they were doing the exact same thing. And those two things are exactly the same. The same fans, the same type of fans, the same type of fake fans that Amber Heard had last year, those are the same type of fake fans that Meghan Markle has. Why? Because Amber Heard hired bots as well, which gives it away right there. That's how you know, like Megan's Mole said, that Meghan Markle hired bots, and it's all fake. It's all fake.
So Boosie was involved with Amber Heard?
Boosie had done an interview with Wired magazine, and you know how he likes to run his mouth because he gets diarrhea sometimes and just talks too much. So he ended up running his mouth and saying in this interview that he has been hired by Pete Buttigieg, by Amber Heard, and like some Meghan Markle to work for them. And then when this interview came out and everyone picked it up and screenshot it, I think I have a copy of it sitting somewhere here. He went into a tizzy, went off Wired Mag, told them they had to retract it, take it out. He didn't say that when it was there in black and white. He always puts his fucking foot in his big ass dumb mouth. He's such an idiot.
I didn't know that he had been part of Amber Heard too.
Yeah, he was. He always inserts himself in everything. Yeah.
How can he? I mean, is he really an expert of something?
No, he's not an expert.
He's a scammer.
He's a dropout. He's never graduated high school. He's a high school dropout who basically stole another woman's job. Like this whole
I didn't know that one.
Sentinel thing that he set up is basically another woman's idea that she had come up with, and he pulled it out from under her and is claiming that he came up with it and started it. Yeah, he's a complete scammer. He constantly steals other people's work, just like he did with Blackcoin and that other whatever cryptocurrency thing he had. He goes into forums, steals people's work, turns people on each other, steals their money, and then he fucks off. That's all he does.
No, but I didn't know that. But I mean, but for him, so that means that he did have a company. If he was with Amber Heard, that they hired him, right?
Pardon? Yeah.
So Boosie did own a company that they hired him, or what was? I mean, what? I don't understand how this man had got. This is another thing. Meghan gets these D-list people like Omid Scobie, Janana Vankar. Remember that woman?
Yeah.
Abigail Spencer. I mean, she was in Grey's Anatomy and some shows like that, or in Suits, but she's always supporting roles.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets all these D-listers and she puts them up on the world stage, just like this idiot Boosie. Didn't he cancel Yankee Wally?
He sure did. He harassed her to the point where she nearly had a heart attack. Yeah.
Yankee Wally's as a little lady from Wales.
Yeah. He kept going after
she's a pensioner from Wales.
Pensioner from Wales. Yeah. Yeah.
But he's also y'all are forgetting he's also a race baiter. He's one of those race baiters, just like that Shola woman. And also, the one thing that people forget is that Boosie's whole deal is politics, okay? And Meghan is ultra political. These people, they're all on this. They're all in this politics thing. Boosie, I remember I saw a post of that man. He literally wrote a post saying that he created Bot Sentinel to fight against Trump. That was the whole point. He created Bot Sentinel so he could fight against all of the people online that were supporting Trump. That's the whole reason.
Now, you got to, like, when someone like that says something of that nature, you got to think about them and think, like, you got a couple fucking screws loose, right? You're 53 years old. He spends, like, 18 to 20 hours a day behind his computer. Like, something is seriously wrong with you. to be thinking that you could take on Trump, just like how he thought that he would be the next Elon Musk, that Elon couldn't take over Twitter, right? He was ranting and raving about that.
That's insane. But I mean, oh my God. But he managed to cancel a bunch of people. I think that Shallon Lester's having a lawsuit against Meghan because
Boozy the only person Boozy got taken down was Yankee Wally. Everyone else that he claimed to have gotten taken down were just accounts that he started or were bought accounts that he changed names to, like Megzadir accounts, and then claimed that he got them removed. I don't believe that he got anyone taken off. He's a liar of the 10th degree. He's a horrible, horrible liar. That's all he does is lie to just boost his ego. I mean, he's been trying to get me taken down. It hasn't happened. So he can go stick that.
I mean, the problem that I have with Boosie is the real problem actually that I have with Boosie is that this man has his own social media site and his social media site is failing. And I mean that in the way of the word failing. Okay. He has bots on his own site. Okay. And I saw there's actually,
I'm sorry, I sound stupid, but what are bots? In all of this, I don't even know what the fuck are bots.
A bot is something that is programmed by a computer for whoever's going to use it. And then the computer tells the bot what to say. And then the bot, it's all programming that people do.
Fake subscribers.
Certain words, certain phrases. And that's why when it comes to things like polls, like when you do a poll on Twitter, that's why so many of the polls are really one-sided because a bot can't actually vote on a poll. So whenever you do a poll about Meghan Markle, this happened last year for me. We used to do polls on Amber Heard, and all of her fans would never vote. Like all of the votes were always against Amber Heard because bots can't vote. You see?
Oh, so there were fake fans.
Same, yeah.
Oh my God! And shit, I didn't know.
Meghan Markle and Amber Heard, their whole thing is exactly the same. Everything about both of them. The only difference is that Meghan didn't falsely accuse Harry yet. We're going to see when that happens.
That's going to be interesting. Did you know that, Meghan's bold about the bot thing?
Yeah.
Of course you did. Yeah, of course you did. This is incredible. I mean, this is insane. But but this guy's in hot waters now because I think that with the thing with Samantha Markle's lawsuit and Shallon Lester lawsuit, because Shallon Lester is going ahead with a lawsuit.
And what's her lawsuit for?
Because they featured her in Netflix. They said that there were all these middle-aged wives with Samantha Markle who are hate accounts, and they feature Shallon Lester, who are a cabal of women, and who are bullies and all kinds of. He said it on the Netflix thing. So Shallon Lester said nobody reached out to me for a right of reply. What is a cabal? And he called me a middle-aged woman, middle-aged housewives. That's what he said that are, so he is, and Shallon Lester said, it's like if you call my dad a pedo, and then, or you're talking about PEDO, and then you put a picture of my dad, the association is not good.
And that's the other thing about these people on that side is that they always talk about protecting women. They always talk like back when Amber Heard also with Meghan Markle, they always talk about, oh, we're trying to protect this woman from abuse. Well, you're obviously abusing other people that are women. Protecting women, you're just full of shit. It's always the same thing. Oh, we have to protect these women from abuse. Yes, while you abuse women that are also not on your team. That's why.
I mean, but this is the thing. I mean, I am going to keep calling this whole situation, and I'm really looking to see, do you know, Megan Small, if the judge is going to rule immediately on Harry's security or not?
I really don't know. I really don't know what he's going to rule in that.
No, but is he going to take his time, or is it going to be automatic that he's going to decide right?
Oh, he's probably going to take maybe like a few months to figure it out. Maybe. I don't think he's coming down with the decision right away. Mm-hmm. Right? That's not how they do it in the UK, don't they? Don't they have to?
But I read somewhere that it was a 3-day thing and 2 days deliberation.
I don't know. I really have no idea.
I thought that he says that it's in spring that they're going to decide that. A few months. You're right. That it's and then There will be club. I mean, this is oh, there. Shaz is saying they're supposed to be decided tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Sorry.
don't think so. Because this is the first case of its kind that it's been allowed to go through. Basically, it's like challenging the CIA because the CIA doesn't do the security. I don't even know how to say. These people take their job seriously and they consult with the royal family.
Well, yeah, they take their job seriously, but I think one thing that a lot of people can't seem to grasp, not you two, but I think there's a lot of people out there that they just can't grasp the fact that this guy is the king's son. Like these kind of things, they don't count for him. Okay, he's his entire life, and that's what I think. This is one of the things that truly pisses me off about this man. His entire life, he's gotten in so much trouble, and he's never faced the consequences for his actions. And I think that's why he's doing it this way now, and that's why he does whatever the frick he wants. It doesn't matter what it is. But this whole thing about King Charles loves his son. Me personally, my personal opinion, I think there is a lot of evidence for that this man is just allowed to go off because his daddy, King Charles, lets him do whatever the hell he wants. That's truly what I believe. And I've said that on my show, and people are like, no, that's not true.
Because Megan's Mole, remember that the solicitor for Harry in the court case, she keeps going on that he's the king's son. How can he not have a police protection? He's the king's son. I mean, like as a big deal, he's the king's. I mean, they repeated that so many times. How can a prince of the United Kingdom?
Well, not only that are they repeating that, but they're also dragging Princess Diana's car crash into it.
That was horrible.
Yeah, they're bringing that up, and that he deserves to have protection, or it's going to be something like that again. Yeah.
I mean, well, if Meghan Markle keeps going, remember on Netflix that she was going in and she was being driven around with Archie and she wasn't wearing a seatbelt?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they went in that near catastrophic car chase in New York? None of them were wearing a seatbelt?
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. They never do. But I gotta get going here, Paula.
No, thank you very much, guys. Go and subscribe to Megan's Mole. Megan's Mole, you have new merch, right?
No, not right now.
Oh shit!
We were just joking around about it. No, we were joking around about it.
Oh, no. I was so excited. No wonder I couldn't. You had me looking for it like 40 minutes yesterday because I thought I want those stickers. That'd be a good idea for you to start merching or something like that. Do you have any merch, Andrew?
No, I've been wanting to. Yeah, I've been wanting to do that.
Yeah, if get it going and then let me know and we will post the links because we're here to help each other, and go subscribe to Andrew. He should have at least 10,000 more subscribers, and Megan's Mole should have almost 120,000 subscribers by now. And subscribe to this chat. No, I'm serious. I mean, you are fantastic. I love you both, and I mean, I laugh so much with you. This thing, I have insomnia, so I was at 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning. I was looking at your videos, and then I was so glad that you posted one really early because I was laughing, about the page 6 thing. So go watch Andrew's videos and go watch Megan's Mole, and we'll see you on Friday for the live and Sean Atwood's channel. We're giving you entertainment, and let's keep the conversation going. Support Megan's Mole. She needs your support. Go to her channel right now, and to Andrew's channel. So thank you both for coming here, and have a wonderful day,
Thanks,
guys.
Paula.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.